Hello children, interacting with you after a long time. Okay, so I hope you all are okay, and I hope you all remember me. I'm your Rajeshwari Miss. Okay, last year I only taught the 7th F, but you all are well versed to me. Okay, I don't know individually your names, but I've seen all of your faces. I've come once in a blue moon to all of your classes. Okay, today I'll be starting with the lesson, The Quince Tree, from your literature reader. Okay, so this lesson is by Saki, a well or a renowned writer. So let me come down to the lesson, The Quince Tree. Now the quince tree means it's a fruit which belongs to the pear family. You know what a pear is. വളരെ സോഫ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഫ്രൂട്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, വളരെ സോഫ്റ്റ് മീൻസ് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് ദാറ്റ് സോഫ്റ്റ് ഓർ ഫ്ലഷി ആസ് എ ടൊമാറ്റോ, ബട്ട് എ ലിറ്റിൽ മോർ ഫേം അറ്റ് ദ സെയിം ടൈം. ഈവൻ പീപ്പിൾ who find it difficult to bite, or when they grow old as age increases, when there is some dental problem, they can also have it because it's a soft fruit. Okay, now The Quince Tree by Saki. Now this lesson is mainly about how rumors, or how when something is said, when it passes from one ear to other, and how people understand when the message goes on. So here, suppose we were in the class, we could have done it, that when you are sitting together, I say something to the person who is sitting, or to the child who is sitting in the first bench, and I am asking him to pass on that message to the other one, that it should be whispered in the ears. And as it goes on, I ask the last child to stand up and say what he has heard. And it is 101% sure that the child has not heard, or the child cannot repeat what was said to the child in the first bench, because as it goes on, you hear something and you give it to the other person. Now it may not be clear, and it goes on, and the whole news is either elaborated or something is removed from it. Okay, so പറഞ്ഞ ആ കാര്യം തന്നെ ലാസ്റ്റ് കുട്ടിക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല. അത് മനഃപൂർവ്വമല്ല, അത് കേട്ട കൂട്ട അതിന് മുമ്പിലുള്ള കുട്ടി കേട്ട കൂട്ട തന്നെ ഇങ്ങനെ വരുമ്പോൾ അതിനൊരു മിസ്അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഉണ്ടാവും. സോ ഈ ലെസൺ അങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്റ്റോറി, but it is conveying such a message, but it is for the good of somebody. Okay, so work in groups of 10, sit in a circle. One of you whispers a message to the student on your right. Each student whispers the message to the student on the right, and the last person will say the message loud. How different the message from what the first person had said. You can also compare it with in-between messages to see how and when the message changed. Similarly, stories and conversations often gain a new meaning or direction as they travel from one person to another. Sometimes people add their opinions as well, which change the story further. We must be careful of what we believe. So, whatever we hear, we should see that the thing is clarified. Don't just believe what is being said. Okay, so let us come down to the story. Read on to find out what Veera does to protect an elderly tenant, Betsy Millen, and ensure that she is not turned out. So the main character of this story is Veera and Betsy Millen. At the same time, there is an aunt of Veera who is also a supporting character. Her name is Mrs. Bemberly Kimball. Mrs. Bemberly, it is not P, it is B. Bemberly Kimball, Okay, or you can call it as Bemberley Cumble. Okay, Cumble. I have been, so these are the three main characters in this story. Okay, I have just been to see old Betsy Mullen, announced Vera to her aunt. Mrs. Bemberley Cumble, she seems to be in a bad way with her rent. She owes about 15 weeks of it and says she doesn't know where the money will come from. Now Vera is saying, I had been to meet Betsy Mullen. Betsy Mullen was an old tenant. A lady who was a bit old, and she was a tenant of Mrs. Bemberley Cumble. Okay, so Vera is saying that I had gone to meet her, and it is at that time her aunt gives a reply. She seems to be in a bad way with her rent. She owes about 15 weeks of it and says she doesn't know where the money will come from. Painanju weekly rent tannitilla, and nearly 15 weeks means more than 3 months. So she has not paid the rent, and I don't know, and she keeps on saying she doesn't know from where the money will come. Betsy Mullen is always in trouble with her rent. The more people help her with it, the less she troubles herself about it, said the aunt. Now Vera is feeling sorry for this old lady, and Betsy Mullen has a landlord, has a landlady. She tells that she is always in trouble with her rent. She keeps on complaining about it, and I certainly am not going to assist her anymore. Now just because people are helping her, she just doesn't know from where the money comes. She should simply move to a smaller and cheaper cottage. There are several smaller cottages at the other end of the village for half the rent that she is paying or is supposed to be paying now. I told her that a year ago. So Betsy Mullins is a lady who is staying with as a tenant in whose house? In Vera's aunt's house. Vera's aunt's name is Beverly Cumble. Now, has a landlady. Now, she is out of her wits. Now, she is getting angry with this old lady. She is saying that she just can't pay the rent, and she keeps on seeking help from somebody, and just because she is helped, she doesn't know from where the money comes. So this lady is saying, Vera's aunt is saying that she should go and stay somewhere else in the other part of the village where the rent is half of what she is paying now. And the rooms, that is, she can get a rented house over there on the other side of the village, only paying half the rent of what she is paying now. And I have advised her, and now I am not going to give her any concession. She has to move from here. But she wouldn't get such a nice garden anywhere else, protested Vera. Now Vera is feeling sorry. She somehow wanted this lady to stay over there. And there's such a jolly quince tree in the corner. I don't suppose there's another quince tree in the whole parish. And she never makes any quince jam. I think to have a quince tree and not to make quince jam shows such strength of character. Oh, she can't possibly move away from that garden. Now Vera is supporting her. Vera is saying that, see, she has got a very nice quince tree. She has got a very nice garden in the house where she is staying that is at present. And she's such a nice lady that she is not making any jam out of the fruit. That just shows how nice character she is. That is, usually people pluck trees if there is a fruit growing tree, even if you are tenant, you are just tempted to pluck it. But she is not doing that. Meera is supporting this lady and she is telling her aunt she is a very strong character and that is why she is not plucking anything. So what was her intention? That this lady should not be moved away from there. She wants her aunt to make her stay over there. When one is 16, said Mrs. Beverly Kimball sternly, one talks of things being impossible which are merely unpleasant. It is not only possible, but it is also desirable that Betsy Mullen should move into a smaller house. She has scarcely enough furniture to fill that big cottage. Now, her aunt is saying, just because you are 16, because Veera is a young girl, she is in her teens, she can tell so many things. But whatever things she is saying, it cannot be worked out. Now, this aunt has become a little bit stern, or she somehow wants this lady to move away from there. She wants her to go to a cheaper cottage. So she is saying, as it is, the cottage is quite big for her and she is living alone and she doesn't have any furniture to fill that cottage. So it is better she moves away from there. So what was her intention? What was the aunt's intention? She wanted somebody to come and stay over there and who is able to, who has got the capacity or who has got the ability to pay the present rent which she is taking from Betsy Mullen. Okay, now Betsy Mullen is always late in paying the rent. So she is fed up of this lady. As far as values go, said Veera after a short pause, there is more in Betsy's cottage than in any other house for miles around. So aunt, what you are saying? You are saying that her house doesn't have anything. See, she has got many things, valuable things in her house, which you will not find in this whole parish, that is in this whole place around, where there is a parish means where there is a place, a church, and the people round it over there go to that church. So she is the only lady in this whole parish who has got many valuable things which none of us know. Nonsense, said the aunt. She parted with whatever old chinaware she had long ago. What are you talking about? For me, or from what I have understood, whatever little chinaware that is made out of chinaware are objects which are made of glass, which is hard white glass, substances like glass, okay? It is hard white. Now during those days, such things were of great value. So when people were running short of money, they used to sell it out if they had with them. So this lady is saying, that is, this aunt is saying, whatever little she had sold it out. Now what she is having? I am not talking about anything that belongs to Betsy herself, said Veera darkly. Now Veera is saying, I am not talking about anything Betsy had of her own. I am, that is, she is saying it darkly, that is, she is saying it in such a way that there is something behind it. Darkly means എന്തോ ഒരു സംശയം വരുന്ന രീതിയിലാണ് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. But of course you don't know what I know and I don't suppose I ought to tell you. പിന്നെ ഒരു കാര്യം, she's telling her aunt, I know something more than what you know, but I don't want to tell it to you. You must tell me at once, exclaimed the aunt, suddenly alert. Now the aunt is becoming very alert. You must tell me what you know. That is what she is demanding. I am perfectly certain that I shouldn't tell you anything about it, said Veera. But then I often do things that I shouldn't do. Mrs. Beverly Kimball demanded impatiently, what is there in Betsy Mullen's cottage that you are making such a fuss about? Now, she is asking, or she is forcing Veera to tell what she knows. Okay? What is there? I don't know, but you know. Now tell me. So it is hardly fair to say that I have made a fuss about it, said Veera. Now you are saying that I am making a fuss in telling. Now it's hardly fair to say that I have made a fuss about it, said Veera. This is the first time I have mentioned the matter, but there has been no end of trouble and mystery and newspaper speculations about it. It is rather amusing to think of the columns of conjecture in the newspaper and the police and the detectives searching everywhere at home and abroad, and all the while that innocent looking little cottage was held the secret. So she is saying that I am not saying anything which is a secret. This, what I am intending to say, is already, that is, this news has already come in the newspapers. So speculation or conjecture, that is forming a theory without a complete evidence. So this news which I am going to say, or what I have kept it as a secret, as you are saying, as I told you before, I know something more than what you know. So I had asked you to, that is, you want me to tell it to you. Okay. Now, this is a secret. It is a secret as you say, but it is not at all a secret. It has already come in the newspapers and everybody knows about it. It is rather amusing to think of the columns of conjecture in the newspapers and the police and detectives searching everywhere at home and abroad, and all the while that innocent looking little cottage was held the secret. Has held the secret. That innocent looking cottage has held the secret. You don't mean to say it is Lowry picture, La something or other, the woman with a smile that disappeared about 2 years ago, exclaimed the aunt with rising excitement. So it was about a painting. So do you think that it is about the paintings? This lady, this aunt is asking Veera, is it this thing that is there in her cottage? Oh no, that. Not that, said Veera, but something quite as important and just as mysterious, if anything rather more shocking. So she is telling her aunt, it is not at all about that. It is something quite as important and just as mysterious, if anything rather more shocking. Okay? It is something more than that, and it is really, or it will be a shocking news to you. Okay? So for today, I will conclude this much part of the lesson, that is, I have taken from page number 30, 31 and 32. So do go with the meanings that is given below the text. Take your notebooks and write down the meanings in your notebooks. Okay? Take your notebooks, write down the meanings and read the text, the portion which I have completed, at least 3 times. Okay? At least 3 times. Thank you, my dear children, for today. I'll start with the rest of the part, that is the second half of the lesson, in the next section.